Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you my Baltic MR01 Salmon. Normally I don't do the full unboxing, but since Baltic really made an effort with this branded box, I am going to show it to you. Very nice. Kudos to Baltic for that one. And here is the watch. Now, for those of you that don't know, but most of you must know, Baltic is a French micro brand quite popular nowadays that specializes mostly in neo-vintage designs. Their diver, the Aquascaf, is probably their biggest hit. But they also have chronographs, they also have dressy pieces, and yeah, recently they also launched a different one, probably also, yeah, dressy, you could say, style. Doesn't really matter. The point is, here's the watch, the Baltic MR01 Salmon. Quick check on the specs. We're talking about a conservative 36 millimeter watch diameter, which is keeping in line with the vintage style. A very thin case of 8 millimeters without including that glass, which pops it up to 9.9 millimeters. The glass is actually Hessalite, not sapphire. And for those that you don't know, Hessalite is just pretty much propylene, or you could also say a plastic glass. The good thing about it is that it's actually quite clear and it has some very nice distortions that you can see. You can buff out the scratches that you may get there with Polywatch, or even some people use a little bit of toothpaste. And yeah, you can't really crack it that easily, just scratch it mostly. So it has some advantages, but to be honest, I am not such a big fan. I much rather have sapphire here. When it comes to lug, it's 44 millimeters, so very much adequate for all wrists, especially the thin ones. And as usual with Baltic, 20 millimeters lug. The movement is a Hangzhou, or yeah, I'm pretty sure that you pronounce it Hangzhou, Cal 5000A, which is one of the very few micro rotors or affordable micro rotors that you can get. And it's nicely decorated and regulated in 5 positions. So the accuracy is quite nice. This one is running at 4 seconds, running fast, 4 seconds per day. And it has a power reserve of 42 hours and a resistance of 30 meters, a water resistance of 30 meters. Price for this one is 545 euros for people that don't need to pay taxes, like the friends in the US. And 648 for the people in Europe, or roughly that. This one also comes with the Beds of Rice bracelet, so that pops it up 60 euros on top. And yeah, roughly speaking, you're looking at about $675 US dollars if you buy it in the US, or 720 euros if you buy it in the European Union. Can't really say for the rest. Now that we got that out of the way, what I like and what I don't like about this watch. Well, let's just start by saying that I do like the finishing. I do think that that high polish / brushed combination goes very well. It's very elegant, and also having here the high polish in the front, but I believe that it's also a good pairing with the bracelet. My issue that I had, for example, with my Baltic Dual Crown was that the brushing didn't really match up that well with the brushing in the bracelet, but I think that they pull it off rather nicely with this one. The Beds of Rice is definitely the way to go for this type of watch. And if you look at the dial, there's really not that much going on, but what is going on, it's definitely well done. Those vintage numerals really play well with the neo-vintage design. The railroad markers with the number every 5 minutes. The leaf hands, which you can see are very nicely faceted and pick up the light lovely. No lume, obviously. This is a dress piece. A textured dial that you can see there. And also textured small seconds subsphere. So all of that is very nice, is very well done. I do like it. I do think also that the color is very vintagey style and plays well if this is the type of watch that you're looking for. So there are a lot of cool things to go there. Before I go to the things that I don't like, briefly talking about the bracelet is super comfy. The bits of rice, it's probably not to everyone's taste, but I've never had such a comfy bracelet as Beats of Rights, so definitely go on that one. My needle with this one, I mean, you know it. Okay, mill clasp, very nice. Stamped Baltic or engraved Baltic logo there, very nice as well. But no micro adjustments on the fly. You only get the pin micro adjustment, which I do think that is definitely a letdown considering the price point on these ones, and mostly because every micro brand worth its salt nowadays is doing micro adjustments on the fly. This has always been a gripe to me with Baltic. Also, when it comes to the crown, I'm not super crazy about it. It's not signed with any Baltic logo or Baltic anything or even a V. And I also found it a little bit too small to really operate properly. I mean, you can operate it. It's not as hard as you would think, but it could be better. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. Now, continuing to some other things that I'm not crazy about this watch. One of the good things about Baltic is that they do have this very recognizable case shape that allows you to just use the bracelet on any watch in their roster, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's lovely. But I do believe that that's something that works properly when the watches are on the same size. I do believe that for this one with 36 millimeters, it's not really working that good, mostly because in order to make that happen, they had to have this very thick bezel, or at least I think that it's a little bit too thick. I don't think that it's very well proportionate to the rest of the watch. And when you put on the bracelet, it's definitely feeling a little bit off, in my opinion. Most likely it's just me, because these ones have been a rather big hit. But yeah, I'm not crazy about it. I'm not crazy about the proportions. I think that the bezel is a little bit too thick. And I do think that when it comes to this one, probably it would have been better to just go with a different, maybe 18 millimeter with strap, but that's just me. When it comes to the movement, I do have to say that this movement is a looker. It looks very nice. I really like it. I'm pretty sure that if I grab a microscope, it's not going to look that nice because it is on the affordable end of things. But as you can see, like the blue screws, the little guilloche, or actually not guilloche, perlage there on the movement, the brushing there with the Geneve waves. I'm not sure how you call that one. But yeah, also there saying what is the caliber, what do you get, and also regulated for 5 positions, courtesy of our friends from Baltic. There you can also see automatic movement, stainless steel, Baltic micro rotor. I don't know. I've heard some things about this movement. Some people don't really trust it. Some people, know that it's a little bit too early to say anything. From my end, I do think that most likely it's going to hold rather well, like not worse than any affordable mechanism like a Seiko NH35. And I do have to say that they are very nice. I mean, it's very nice to look at. I wish that more big brands would use this type of micro rotors, and I wish that Seiko or Citizen would make some micro rotors with Miyota or whatever. It's just a cool thing. But the thing that I do know, and the thing that I can tell, and maybe you can tell as well, is that this movement rattles. Listen. I think that you could hear it. If you don't, then trust me, it just rattles. It gives it a little bit of a cheap feeling. So take that for what it's worth. I do like a lot of things in the watch. I do like the numerals, I do like the dial, I do like that it's a little bit offbeat, that it has the small seconds there. The hands are also lovely. It has that vintage vibe, but I don't like the thick bezel. I don't think that it plays very well. And also, especially in this colorway, even though it's actually nice, I don't think that it pairs that well with other colors. Like mostly you can go for like brown or tans, like this one. It's just fine. Or this one probably is my favorite with a little bit darker brown. It gives grandpa vibes. You can't really deny that. If you put on a little bit of suede or something blue, it kind of gets it a little bit more jovial, more casual, but still, this is what it is. It is a vintage style, a formal watch, and definitely something that is going to look a little bit weird with the t-shirt. By the way, quick wrist check. I'm wearing my Celos Aurora Damascus with the custom hands. I'm going to make a video on this one because I really like this one. But this is all about the Baltic. So as mentioned, that is what we have here. It has a lot of pros. It's definitely a very recognizable watch, not just, a generic type of piece, but it definitely has its own particularities that probably are not for everyone. Definitely, when it comes to me, I do think that I'm going to be letting this one go. And in the second-hand market, you can usually pick these ones up somewhere between $450 to $550 in the US, 20% more in the EU. And if you want to try them, then definitely give them a go. You do have the Baltic warranty, which is 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. And those are the news. This is the video for this time. As always, guys, please, if you want to share your thoughts, share a comment, share a feedback, share a like, I am more than thrilled to read you guys. And as always, stay safe, have a nice day, and see you around.